askreddit. If buying groceries were a game, what are some of the loading screen tips? Tip: don't shop on an empty stomach. You'll end up buying extra junk food. But I only ever go grocery shopping when I run out of food. Always check the price by unit. Is that family size really cheaper than the normal one? Could you give an example where it isn't? Maybe it's because I'm not from the US, but I've never ran into a situation where the family pack, larger size etc. aren't cheaper per unit. Growing up it was fairly common for 2 or 3 12-packs of soda to have a cheaper per can price than 24 packs. But why? Weird. A lot of people don't look at the unit prices closely and assume the bigger one will be cheaper since it usually is. Possible production costs aside, it's a way to take advantage of that mindset and goose the margin a bit. 12 packs are highest volume for manufacturer, so they can make them easier and cheaper than the small batch bulk items. Those savings move through the supply chain to you the customer. The idea, I believe, is that people who would go to the store looking for a 12-pack or something would notice that it would be a better, equivalent deal to buy more 12-packs over the 24 packs. Then they buy more than the one 12-pack they intended to get, they feel satisfied with themselves, and the store sells more soda than it would have. There's no such thing as saving money by buying an item because it's on sale if you didn't intend to purchase it in the first place. Always check the price per kilogram instead of the total price. Bagels in the bread aisle are $3.69, but you can get some good ones for half that in the refrigerated aisle. A lot of frozen items are like this. Frozen meals, pizzas, meats etc. The frozen stuff is way cheaper, sometimes half the price. And you'll either likely be freezing this stuff anyway or using it within a week, in which case it thawing in the fridge doesn't matter. Avoid the center of the stores and only shop the perimeter for the most nutritious and fresh foods. Is this a function of staff restocking shops is easier and causes less congestion if the sections that require it are located on the perimeter and thus supermarkets have ended up this way? I think it's just that refrigeration is easiest on the perimeter and most fresh foods need a bit of refrigeration to stay fresh. It actually has to do with putting the things people actually need as far away from the doors as possible, so hopefully they pick up plenty they don't on their way to pay. Sure, that's part of it. But also what the other person said. You refrigerate stuff on the edges of the store because it's easier. You also put the milk in the back because you restock milk all throughout the day, so it's closer to the storage area. Just because you hear something that sounds true, or even is true, doesn't mean you now fully understand it. The world is complicated. Get fragile foods last. Check your eggs haven't cracked before purchasing. Make a list of things you wish you had in the moment during your day-to-day life to remind yourself what things to buy at the store. I keep a magnetic notepad on the fridge for exactly this. First page is a shopping list, second page is meal planning, ideas. If I'm cooking and I use the last of the garlic or I notice we're almost out of eggs, I jot it down right then. If I'm folding laundry and all of a sudden I'm like, wings would be good this week, it goes on page 2. When I go grocery shopping, the work of planning and figuring out what we need is done. Google Keep is a really handy app for making lists and I use it every time I go shopping. You can add collaborators, so if you're at the store already and your partner remembered that there's no milk left in the fridge, they can just add it and you'll see it right away. The generic brands taste just as good. Except off-brand mac and cheese, it's SHT. When you see little semicircle marks on pears, it means somebody has dug their nail into it checking they're ripe, and then bought the ones they haven't damaged. Same for peaches. I used to work in the produce section. Any pre-packaged produce, such as fruit bowl, came from damaged fruit that we couldn't sell. A pack of strawberries has a few fuzzies. Cut up the rest and sell them in a bowl. Somebody dropped and cracked a papaya? cut it up and sell it. And the markup is ridiculous. A pineapple cost $3 and takes me 5 minutes to cut up. Half of a pre-cut pineapple at the store cost $8. Always make a list. If you know the layout of the shop, put the items in the order in which you will pass them there. Try not to buy products that are in your Direct A site. Buy the ones that are at the bottom to save money. Check your meats, check your eggs, always round up, try to budget, make a list. Don't get stuck on brands. Often, the only difference is the packaging and price. Older things are placed at the front of the shelves, newer at the back. If you're stocking a pantry for long storage, get from the back. Sorry, supermarket workers. Load heavy items into your bags first. Get refrigerated and frozen items last. Uncut fruits always cost significantly less than cut and packaged fruit. Stay on the outside aisles where the fruit/veg/meat is. Only go into the inner aisles for a specific product on your list, never to browse. Frozen vegetables and berries are just as healthy as fresh ones and don't spoil that fast. Tip: wash every vegetable/fruit thoroughly before consumption. Some people are nasty. Tip: look for the cheaper items at the very bottom of the shelf. Tip: the freshest items are stacked in the back. If you take neither a shopping basket nor a shopping cart, it might be trickier to carry your items to the checkout point, but you're much more likely to only buy things you absolutely need. P.S. This might only apply if you go grocery shopping a couple of times a week. Put all of the things that have to be refrigerated on the conveyor at the same time. Ensure they get bagged together to make it easier to get it all in the refrigerator first when you get home. That way you can ignore unpacking the rest while you eat the bag of Oreos guilt-free. But most importantly, be prepared to pay when you check out. Don't be the one who are surprised and acts like paying is a new concept. Plastic waste is everywhere, so do your part and buy a sturdy, reusable grocery bag. They can't package your hot dogs in cotton, but you can. 1. Sales are lifesavers. 2. Coming on certain days may change the item's prices. 3. Come frequently and you will get a bonus. 4. Your favorite product might be gone, but there will always be a replacement. 5. Coming early and or late might either be a jackpot or a bad day. 6. Black Friday. Just be careful. 7. Seasons mean sales. 8. Each aisles are different, try to memorize them. 9. Special cards will save you a bunch of money. 10. Always search for coupons. You might save money for the future. The shortest line may not be the quickest. Look at the amount of groceries and the age of the shopper. Younger is faster. Order your shopping list by aisle so you don't have to go back on yourself. This one works best if you are pretty familiar with the supermarket you're going to, but most supermarkets are fairly predictable, so you can at least group things by predicted location. Your hunger meter influences your purchasing decisions. When it's low, you buy more calorie-dense foods. To maintain integrity of perishables, shop for non-food items first, followed by shelf-stable foods, then refrigerated goods like milk and meat products, and end with frozen foods. For planning a speed run, divide your grocery list into 4 squares: fresh fruits and veggies, fresh meats and dairy, grains, packaged goods. Shop along the outside perimeter of the store. You will generally hit the 3 squares, and the packaged goods in the aisles. And having loaded up on all the healthy food first, your junk stuff is a bonus round. Hit the freezer section last. Remember, most supermarkets move stuff around regularly to get you to buy stuff you don't need. Don't fall for it. Choose the queue with mainly single male customers. Avoid those with older or elderly women. They tend to chat more to the cashier, making the wait time longer. Get cold? frozen items last. I always see people browsing in the makeup section of the super Walmart with their milk and meat just spoiling away. Also, try to combine these said items in your shopping cart, your bags, and in the car. Being next to other cold, frozen items should keep them slightly colder or a longer time.